Now, the Sunday Times Top Brand Survey gauges consumer sentiment towards brands, delivering valuable insight to marketers in South Africa. This year, Coca-Cola, acclaimed as the overall favourite brand, upsetting local brand Kheepe's dominance in previous years. Eskom, claiming the Grand Prix as the most desirable company to work for, BMW, overtaking Toyota to claim top spot in the car category. Well, joining us now with a quick overview is Eskom's Kheepe Moremi and BMW's Shane Howarth. To both of you, welcome and congratulations. Kheepe, let's start with you first of all. Let's be perfectly honest here. Eskom has had a fair amount of bad press in recent years. Yet your staff, perhaps other stakeholders, seem to be happy. Where's the disconnect here?
Well, I guess, Jeremy, the public is seeing through the noise, seeing the overall value that Eskom plays and offers to South Africans. You would recall, Jeremy, that we repositioned Eskom and repositioned it as a company that does more than just generating, transmitting and distributing electricity, but a company that is responsible for the development of the socio-economic infrastructure of South Africa. So people actually have sort of bought into that bigger purpose and bigger ideal proposition.
In spite of all the hardships?
In spite of all the noise and, that we're seeing through the media.
Shane, as far as BMW is concerned, top car, it's a great accolade. Is it the quality of the vehicle, or is it perhaps the aura around the brand of BMW?
Jeremy, I think it's a number of things. I mean, first of all, the background to how they determine the results is it's not just a survey of current BMW customers, it's also based on the perception that non-BMW drivers have got. So if you put the two together, the answer would not therefore lie in just the quality of the car, even though obviously that is one of the factors. I think there's a number of things we've done well over time that's built up the brand aura that is helping sustain that momentum. I think it's the product, as you've mentioned. I think it's the fact that from a brand point of view, we're very innovative. We're bringing in new models all the time. I think we're doing something very well, which is we stick to what we believe in from a communication point of view. BMW stands for shared driving pleasure, and we've been communicating that over a period of time, and that's continued to build the brand, which is from an aura point of view is helping it, but it's also from a product point of view too.
As far as Eskom is concerned, you wouldn't be achieving an accolade like this unless there was a lot of internal brand building. The external face is one thing, but internally you've got to get that brand right. Yeah. Are you doing anything differently, Kheepe?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Actually, I mean, we repositioned and relaunched the new brand Essence early this year. And that was preceded externally by a very strong internal drive. But also, just for the benefit of the viewers, we have been on the reputation journey, rebuilding the Eskom reputation for quite some time. And we've taken everybody from top management up to people on the factory floors, really about what reputation is and why it's important to build intangible assets. So beginning to see the benefits of those efforts coming through. I mean, just to give an indication, we do an annual rep track study. That also shows us that actually there's been an uptick on all 7 dimensions of our reputation score.
Just in terms of BMW and the articulating of the brand essence that you outlined a little earlier, that sheer driving pleasure, is it just through good advertising, or has it become a little bit more mature in terms of articulating that message?
Certainly we'd like to think it's through good advertising, but it's also through...
There's more to it
yes, it's more than just
where
is it good advertising. I think it's also about a single-minded proposition that we continue to communicate year in, year out. And every single model that we introduce, there are certain attributes that we identify within the model that will help strengthen the brand, and we then communicate that. But in essence,
there's a balance between consistency of brand on the one side and evolution on the other, and that's always difficult because people want something new, but they're buying something that they know and are familiar with.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's the single biggest challenge, I think, for any brand.
Exactly. Yeah. And part of our DNA is being innovative, and one of those things, in order to continue to evolve, Jeremy, it's one of the things you have to do, but not just from a product point of view, also from a communication point of view. I mean, we put social media at the moment is a big focus at BMW. Yes, social media may not be the topic of today. It's been around for maybe 1 or 2 years, but we really are focusing on it. It's integrated into what we're doing.
Just in terms of a best company, final question to you. Again, looking at staff, is it the money that you pay staff, our money in many cases, in all cases, or is it creating the kind of right work environment that enables a brand to win an accolade like this?
I think it's more than that. Firstly, it's more than just our own staff.
Yeah.
It's the broader South African public. And what attracts them, it's really the overall value proposition that Eskom offers the general public. You know, people see working for Eskom as more than just a job, as really an opportunity to take part in really advancing this country and the continent further. So that's really what attracts a lot of people towards Eskom.
How important, and this is a final question, how important is aspiration in all of this? BMW is not a cheap car. Surely price is critical in determining a person's brand perception of a vehicle.
Jeremy, it's vitally important. Yeah. We only position or communicate our cars to the top, let's say 6% of the South African population. If you're going to try and sell a car that's in the premium segment at the price that obviously we charge our car.
But you want other people surely to take notice who might eventually filter into that premium.
Absolutely. But if you're going to be an aspirational brand, you can't be a brand for everybody, obviously you won't be aspirational. You've got to be for the certain cream of the cream of the crop, and that's what we do. But by being exclusive, yes, being aspirational is obviously important. We're limited.
Shane Howarth from BMW and Kheepe Moremi from Eskom, congratulations to both of you. Let's see how you do in next year's survey. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thanks for having us.
Now, two quick brand mentions. The Ster Kinekor mobile app, which gives users instant access to the latest movie news and releases, has been available to South Africans for just under a year now, and it recently celebrated its millionth download. The app has been available to iPhone, Android, Samsung, BlackBerry and Nokia users since September last year. But recent success has now prompted the company and its digital agency Presence to develop the app for Windows phones as well. No word yet on when this will be available, but watch this space for updates. And the Witness newspaper in KwaZulu-Natal has introduced a new daily edition in the Durban market, and the Y&R agency took care of the launch campaign across a full media schedule of above-the-line and below-the-line activities. The paper has also not been shy to experiment and use new technology, and launch night was full of colour and light. Coming up on the programme, a big bank's sponsorship of the human spirit and a new feature that is grabbing attention at petrol stations.
News that moves. ENCA.com.